All right, we're live. Declan's here. He's hosting Truly Rotten Tomatoes. He's here with Hayden. He's here with Morgan. He's here with Mitch. And today on this pod, we have a special guest. Maybe you know her from her stand-up comedy. Maybe you've seen her on ABC's Utopia, where she plays Courtney, or on Tonightly with Tom Ballard. She wrote and directed and starred in The Angus Project for ABC's Fresh Blood, which you can watch on iView. Maybe you know her from her Twitter account. Maybe you just know her personally. Maybe you're friends with her. Maybe you went to high school with her. Maybe you work at the supermarket that she shops at. Everybody, it's Nina Oyama.
Hello.
Thank you for coming on the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
I'm talking a little faster than normal because Nina only has around 50 minutes left on this SD card. So we're going to smash through this episode. We're talking about the movie Wagons East from 1994 starring John Candy and Richard Lewis. And honestly, 50 minutes is probably too much to talk about this movie. So Nina, I'm going to start with you. What's your relationship like with the now deceased Canadian actor John Candy?
I actually don't know anything about John Candy other than he's funny and he's fat. That's about which he didn't deliver on the funny bit in this film, but he definitely was a fat, sweaty guy. So,
have you seen him in anything else?
I think I've seen Planes, Trains, and Automobiles like when I was a kid, but I don't remember. Plus, I had Steve Martin in, who's like,
right,
I love. So,
yeah.
Am I the worst guest to get on this particular movie?
No,
because I don't know shit about it.
What's your relationship with just Candy?
Yes.
Candy, I love it.
Cool. All right,
Love
so
it.
That's something.
Right.
It's my favorite actor.
And I'm sure you know someone called John, so
You're in the right
putting this
place.
together somehow.
Yeah.
That's right.
Channel your energy for Candy into your review for this film. How would you describe this? Like, what kind of genre is this film?
It's like a comedy, but it doesn't have any comedy in it. But it's also not. It doesn't have any drama in it. It's just like I don't know. It's like a film with like barely any plot where nothing happens to like the wagon people.
Yes,
The wagon people.
the wagon
Wagon
people.
folk.
Yeah,
It was a true slog, right? This
Yeah.
was one of the biggest slogs we've had to sort of sit through.
I'm happy to say that I think this is going to be my lowest rated film that we've watched on the podcast so far.
Okay.
Fair.
I got no enjoyment out of this, and every moment seemed to just get longer and longer. The only reason I was keen to watch it is because it was John Candy. Like, he died during the making of this film.
Oh, and
I
you
think they
can
had
tell. You can
yeah.
fucking tell. And it's still like 1 hour and 50 minutes long or something. I was like, how did you make a film this long? I don't know.
Why are they not cutting it down at that point and just like leaving with what they've got?
Yeah, like you can dead set tell. And then nothing. So the plot of the film, do you guys explain the plot of the film?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
we
yeah.
go deep. We go
With
deep.
Usually-
painstaking, excruciating detail. Yes.
Fantastic.
So can we summarize the plot in a couple lines? I feel like this one is pretty easy to just nail down.
Yeah.
Like people living in the West, not doing too good. This is when the West is still sort of starting out and burgeoning, I guess.
Yeah.
They decide to move.
It's like the 1800s. It's Deadwood
Yeah.
time.
Oh, dude,
isn't
also,
it?
Yeah.
E.B. Farnham from Deadwood is in
Yes,
this movie.
and he plays a very E.B. Farnham type
Yeah.
character who like knows everybody and recognizes them.
That guy's voice is so distinct.
So you're gonna have to.
Yeah, I have
explain
no
who that
idea who
was in the
fucking
film.
I'm going to take a guess. It's that guy that keeps recognizing people, which seems like
Yes.
it should be a plot point, but then later there are like zero consequences.
Yeah.
You know, I do think though the premise of the film is quite good. Like, it's like they're colonizing the West. Like, you know, when Americans, they like colonized across the West and everyone kept moving west to like basically carve out their own bit of land. And basically these guys, they go to the West and they're like too much pussies to like, sorry, that's not
Yeah.
a word. They're too cowardly to deal with the nature of the West. Because they
I like pussies better than cowardly. Can we go back to pussies?
okay, so they're too pussy,
Too much pussies.
Too much pussies.
too much pussies to handle the Wild West, and so they go, we're going to go back home, we're going to go back east.
Yeah.
And which I think is a great premise for the film. Like, I think I would watch, if you told
as
me
did I.
just that,
Yeah.
and then said,
Yeah.
and John Candy is in it, I would go, fuck yeah.
yeah.
And then if you said John Candy died making this is his last film, it must be good. Like, he went to Mexico for months and it killed him. But it's not worth it. He should have stayed home. maybe he'd still be alive.
Yeah, I know. At the end of the film, it says in loving memory of John Candy. And I'm like, you should have the better memory of John Candy would to be never released this film.
Yeah.
I found that title card at the end quite darkly funny. I was watching it with my girlfriend and I turned to her and I just said, like acting as if I didn't know he died and just saying, I didn't think he did a good enough performance to get the whole film dedicated to his memory.
Hey, just before we move on from E.B. Farnham, Morgan,
I'm ready for this one.
what do you reckon? Like, if you were standing outside a theater and you overheard sort of in the background a little bit of "Take the pressure down," na. And then, like, if you were walking past that and you said to a bystander, you were like,
Yeah.
"Hey, who's that in there?" He'd be like, "Oh, E.B. Farnham."
Yeah.
E.B. Farnham.
E.B. Farnham.
E.B. Farnham, yeah.
That's John Farnham in there.
Yes, that's
What do
John.
you
Guys,
find out?
again, we don't have much time on Nina's SD card, so if we could just
I think
not
it's
do
got
too
legs,
many of those.
Declan.
Yes.
Oh my God, imagine if I just made, this is like it's a real thing, obviously, but like imagine if I just made this up where I was like, oh, I don't want this to go over an hour. I better say I have like a low gigabyte SD card.
I would respect that.
I'm going to use that
definitely
excuse
respect
on all podcasts like from here
That's good.
on.
I'm
They're going to
gonna
be like, oh
start
yeah, it goes
using
for an
that.
hour. I'm going to be like, oh, I got 13 minutes on this SD card. You better wrap it up.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
respect the
Mark
hustle.
Maron, but we can only talk about my latest projects.
I'm going to start doing that in person just for all my interactions with anyone. Just like, I'm sorry, my SD card is full.
All right. So we're in the town of Prosperity at the beginning of this movie. Population 67. They set it up early. It's classic Western. People come in like bandito type cowboys and they shoot up this bar. And the guy who's he's like, this is the third time you've done this month. And then they change the population from 67 to 63 because they
gag.
shoot people up. Yeah. And then there's like, the classic. They're in the saloon. There's a hooker fighting some John and she punches him and he falls into a poker table. And we get that, like, okay, yeah, I get where this is. I've seen Deadwood. I've seen E.B.
We've all
Farnham.
seen
I understand where we are.
Just keep coming back to E.B. Farnham.
Yeah. We get introduced to like 3 different characters, I guess, who are not of this world, who are just like, yeah, they can't handle it. One of them is John C. McGinley playing
The most overtly homosexual guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that Scrubs? Is that the Scrubs guy?
Yeah.
That guy just never ages, and he's been in another film that we've reviewed as well, Highlander 2, but his face just
Yeah.
remains immaculate. I don't know what it is. His muscles don't move.
It's all those bad films. It's the elixir of life.
He was also in Wild Hogs.
And he was playing a similar gay character in that, like a campy, like funny gay character.
The same character.
And in that, there's also a scene where he gets naked and joins like a public body of water and kind of like hugs up to some men, which he does in this movie as well. So I found that interesting that someone would watch this movie and be like, let's get John C. McGinley to play that character again with Travolta and all those guys.
He's pretty funny, though.
Yeah, I think I don't know. Maybe just being like born in '88 has me like at a point where gay jokes really, for some reason, just hit me in the right place. That everything about that character.
See, I was born in 91
Yeah.
and they hit me in the wrong place.
I understand that, and I felt guilty laughing, but some things made me laugh.
It's like the later you're born, it just gets worse.
I agree. The premise is cool. Like. Of the movie, not of there being a gay character. That's not exactly the premise,
cool premise.
and we don't need to delve too deep into it. No, the idea, but everything about the pacing of this movie was off, right? Like, so it took me a minute to like click in with the fact that they were setting this up. You had several characters in Prosperity all getting the shits with that town, and they all congregate in the bar, drinking whiskey, and you're like, oh, I'm starting to get it. This guy's pissed off at the town for this reason. This guy's pissed off at the town for this reason, et cetera, et cetera. And eventually they all get up to the bar, they're drinking whiskey together, and they say, why don't we go east? And, one of them searching. I don't know, what are the main reasons they want to get the fuck out of the West? They want to go to a more cosmopolitan area or something like this, right?
One of them wants to go back home to like Philadelphia or something. It's really dumb. You don't even really understand that these guys know each other. When John C. McGinley gets introduced, he's got like a bookstore because that's, I guess, the gayest thing
So
a person
gay,
could
man.
do is sell books.
Yeah.
Books are gay.
and this guy comes in, and I thought, knowing that John Candy died in this movie, I thought that was John Candy,
Me
and I was like,
too.
wow, he's looking rough as his face is all old, his hair is all bad. I'm like, he is a couple of weeks from death. But then the real John Candy shows up like 10 minutes later, and I was really confused. At least twice I looked at this guy and thought he was John Candy. And yeah, he just plays like this ruffian who wipes his ass with the book as toilet paper.
That guy, he kicks everyone's ass, right? Like he like robs the bank, and then he goes to the library and he's like, I'd like to borrow your best book, please. And then, yeah, John C. McGinley's like giving him like the spiel on the Bronte sisters or whatever. And he's like, I got to try it out first.
Jane Austen.
Yeah, Jane Austen. And then he's like, I got to try it out first. And then he takes the book, he rips out the front pages of the book and takes it to the bathroom to wipe his ass.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
And so this guy's like a trash bag, but he comes on the trip with them. Like he has
Does he?
scenes later on where he's
there the whole
Is he
time.
the guy who admits to killing his best friend when he was 10 and then openly laughing?
He's from that crew, and it's never explained why they want to get out of the town. Like they go because they take their they as a what this crew of like gross dudes buys a mail order bride, and the mail order bride wants to go back east, but they all have to go east. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. She has no part in this movie. She does nothing in this movie at all.
It's also hard to tell who anyone is because there's like the main three guys that all have like different haircuts, and then there's about 1,000 other people that just have like messy hair, a hat, and a big beard, a big red beard, and they all look exactly the fucking same. Like, also in hindsight, like it seems like the problem was not the town; it was that one guy that was fucking everyone's life up, and then he comes on the trip with them. It's like, no, leave that guy behind.
Somehow their trip east becomes really popular, and like more and more wagons keep joining them. And for some reason, this is really bad for like the rich people back in Washington
It's
or
not
something.
explained well at all.
I think it's because they're trying to develop that part of the country, and so they send out an assassin to try and stop this from happening. Like that's their plan.
like a classic man in black bounty hunter cowboy bad guy who spends the movie following them and like tries to kill them or stop their trip, but just, I don't know, slapsticky falls off a cliff or something at some point.
He's got that kind of like Roadrunner and what's the other person that's trying to kill?
Wile E. Coyote.
Wile E.
Riley.
Coyote, where he's like trying to tip rocks on people, and he never has any interaction with them. Like he has 2 failed attempts at blowing up the bridge and tipping rocks on them, and then and he blows himself up and he tips the rocks on himself, obviously. But then when he like confronts them, like he meets the wagons that are going east, and then like the next scene is that he's tied 40 people up.
Yeah,
like
like
there's no
individually,
explanation. It's like, if you could do that, like why are you trying to divert them with rocks and all that stuff? Like, oh, it's so wild.
So this guy's called Mr. Slade, and he gets sent there by like the rich aristocrat people that want to make money from the old west.
Before we get there, can I try and just cut in real
and
quick?
describe his sunglasses.
Ball of sunglasses. I want some.
ball of sunglasses.
Did we mention that John Candy is introduced? Like they're in the bar, they're pissed off, they're upset that they want to leave, and they're like, the only way we can leave this town is with a wagon master, a term or a phrase I was not familiar with until a couple of nights ago. And John Candy walks in, and God gives them a sign that he will be the guy that helps them run their wagons from one side of the country to the other.
Backtrack here.
Are you saying you met a wagon master a couple of nights ago?
That's what I'm saying. I was out at my local, and I ran into a wagon master.
I was gonna say that gag though, where they're like, there's different levels of sign. Like they're like,
Yes.
we need a sign, and then like it starts raining, and they're like,
Yeah.
it never rains in the west. It's a sign, and then it's like just all these different
more
things
winds
happen,
and
and they're like,
stuff,
that's
yeah.
not a sign. Yeah, and then like literally lightning strikes the pub, and like the pub roof falls in, and then John Candy just like falls in with it or
Yes.
something. It's just like a
And
weird...
also what are they called? A weather vane that, like, you know, the thing that points in a direction. When
Yeah.
wind blows, it falls through the roof and kills stabs the bartender
bartender.
through the heart, kills him, and points
Impales
east.
him. Yeah.
Which that was a bit of a gag.
And the bartender,
There are some
he
gags.
had been a dick to them at that point. He just kept saying they were pansies and stuff. And he had this running joke where they only sell whiskey in these saloons, so people would order a different drink, and then he'd just stare at them, and they'd be like, "Fine, I'll get the whiskey."
Yep.
So yeah, bartender dies. They do this maybe 2 or 3 times in this movie where someone has like a terrifically gruesome death, like would be really violent, but they don't show it. It's like off screen or it knocks them out of the screen. And there's literally a dude that gets what's it called when you're like lying on your back and 4 horses are tied to each?
Drawn and quartered.
I was going to say that's called the 4-horse tumble.
And that guy was one of the poachers from George of the Jungle. There was a lot of character actors in this movie. I really appreciated this one.
I recognize one of the side characters as the jock from Scary Movie 1.
Oh, yeah. Is that the same
Yeah.
guy? He plays like the dumb friend in Night at the Roxbury, which in a cast of very dumb characters. Like he is.
Yes, that is him with the shiny shirt.
Yeah.
I think the actor's name you're looking for is E.B. Barnsey.
Keep the pressure down, Hayden.
So we should say the 3 main characters are John C. McGinley as gay librarian, Richard Lewis, best known as Richard Lewis in Curb Your Enthusiasm.
I don't think he looked well in the eyes. I looked into that man's
Yeah.
eyes and I just felt...
He's never looked well in the eyes.
What's that meme where they replace
With Steve Buscemi
other
eyes?
people? Yeah, they look like Buscemi eyes.
And then there's another guy in the top 3 that has like almost no personality except
Oh,
he's
like-
sometimes the negative guy.
yeah, like dollar
Or
store
the
Kevin
smart guy.
Spacey. That's what he looks like.
Yes.
Yeah, he's kind of the Saul Star to your Seth Bullock from Deadwood.
Yeah.
A reference that
They're not
everybody
going to get the
gets.
reference. We
I never had any sort of fondness for John Candy growing up either, but that second scene where he's in the kitchen and he's comparing geography of America to the pots and pans in front of him and he's very drunk. I don't know. I thought that was pretty funny.
Well, that was an actual scene.
Morgan, you and I growing up never had the John Candy experience. There's
Never
another
had
one
the
of
John
these things
Candy
that
experience.
we missed out on, right? Like your Terminators and the John Candies and but it sounds like Nina as well. You haven't seen much John Candy either, but certainly in one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life, I understood like why he's fantastic. Like I get it.
Yeah.
He has one of the greatest lines of the movies in that scene as well, which is somebody's like, because he is drunk, he's super drunk, and he's trying to explain stuff and not doing a good job, and that the dollar store Kevin Spacey's like, hey, why are we going to listen to this guy? He's a drunken lunatic. And then he goes back to what's his name, John Candy, and he's like, with all due respect, sir. And then drunken John Candy's kind of like, respect taken.
Yeah, that was good.
And I was like, that's all right. This movie can stay.
So John Candy becomes their wagon master, but he's not that good. He falls asleep. He takes a fork in the road and takes the wrong one. And at one point, like towards the end, they find out that he used to be part of the famed Donner Party, where everybody like froze to death, and he was responsible, and he may have eaten some of their bodies.
Oh, yeah, because he doesn't eat steak. That's because he's a vegetarian. And so they're like, oh, he's a
Right.
vegetarian because he had
I
to.
don't eat meat when I'm drinking.
So like an attempt at a joke there is so he's John Candy's leading these wagons through the west towards the east, and he's sitting there at a fork on the road at the front of these wagons, and he's been sitting there for quite a while, and one of the guys in his wagon says, no. So he's like, when are we going to figure out whether to go right or left? Eventually, they find out he's fallen asleep, as you said, Declan, and he makes a decision to go left. And these are the kind of beautiful jokes that are in the movie. One of the guys in the wagons utters under his breath, "Let's hope there aren't any more forks in the road." And then it cuts to John Candy, who says, "I sure hope there aren't any more forks in the road."
Yeah.
And
That was
I
really
missed the following half hour of the movie because I was just laughing at that joke.
All right, so in terms of character personalities, Richard Lewis, late on, they introduced that he used to be a surgeon,
That's right.
but I guess he's like not confident to do it anymore. And even his kids are razzing him for being a quitter and a loser and stuff. But at this point, more wagons are being joining the trek east. There's the bad guy, Mr. Slade, who's the Man in Black kind of bounty hunter assassin guy who's trying to basically stop them from going on this trip. He sneaks in one night when they're all asleep, and he shoots this dude in the head, right? He puts like a cloth around this gun, who's the guy who's like the lookout, and he comes from behind and he shoots him in the head. And then the guy stands up and he's like, "Hey, what are you doing, mister?" And then they have a small conversation, and then correct me if I'm wrong here, but after about 30 seconds of dialogue, blood starts to like drool down from the top of his head, and he falls dead.
Right.
Like, he got shot, but he survived and then died, like delayed, right?
Yeah, so when I watched that, I thought he got shot in the head at the start, and then when they started talking, like, oh no, he just was waking him up to try and get his attention, and then get a job with them or something.
Yeah, because the sound effect was
Like a ricochet.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was like he was muffling the sound to make it sound like it came from really far away, so that lookout guy would like be like, "Oh my God," and then he could do something to him and hurt him.
It ended up being quite a clever little bit of comedy there.
Which they reused later when that other guy got shot in the stomach and then stayed alive for fucking ages.
So funny. So funny.
Same gag.
Now, are we saying that it did actually ricochet off something and then later came back and hit him? Or
I think that's just mentally when you're watching it, you're going through the possibilities of what's happening.
Maybe it went through. Maybe it's like some JFK magic bullet shit where it went through his head, ricocheted off the pole, came back. Like, I don't know.
It's funnier if, like, the dude stands up with the bullet hole clearly noticeable in the middle of his head and then has the conversation and then dies 30 seconds later, right?
Yeah.
Anyway.
But we didn't see the bullet hole, did we?
You didn't until 30 seconds after the conversation. I think the
Yeah, okay.
Look, if you can get me a time machine, I'll go back and tell them.
So the bad guy's plan here, by the way, was not to just kill one guy or massacre them all. He kills the lookout. He pokes a hole in like their water tank supply barrel or whatever, and then he leaves them. They run out of water, and then the next day, I guess he's hoping that because they're all thirsty and dehydrated, that they'll turn around and go home.
Yeah, let's not forget that this guy could have just killed all of them right there. They're all asleep. Mission accomplished. This man who has the strength to tie up 40 people by himself with no issues whatsoever, and he just puts little holes in their tanks, and then it's like, "Bye, I'm gonna go pour rocks on these guys later."
If all he wanted to do was poke a hole in their water, he didn't need to shoot that guy in the head. The guy was like not paying attention anyway. He could have just walked up and poked the hole and left. But the point of this is that they run out of water, and then they're like, "John Candy, you're the wagon master. Like, where's a creek?" And he's like, "Oh, I know where it is. It's behind these twin sister rocks or something." And they go there, and it's a dry creek bed. It's just sand. And he's like, "Man, I haven't been here for 20 years." And at this point, they've lost a lot of faith in him. They actually like want to like hang him up and kill him at this point. Like, they're super angry that he's led them astray. But then they push him to the edge of this cliff, and he falls in and he lands in some water. So they were right next to some water.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of that too in this movie.
Too
Is
much.
pushing people off a cliff.
Yes.
And then you never see them fall, never see anything bad happen to them. And then you just see the reaction of the crowd, and then cut to John Candy swimming in the water. Like,
Yeah. There's also a ton of Dutch tilts in this movie. I noticed that like they kept doing these angled close-ups of people. And a lot of whip pans as well. Like it,
Mate, you're speaking a different language. The only Dutch tilt I'm familiar with is...
Go on.
Hey,
I don't. You'll have to explain that one. I don't get it.
Cheers.
he just made a joint symbol with his hand.
Oh yeah, for the
Or
listeners
a
at home.
micropenis. I can't tell, honestly. Good.
He was. I think he
He's
was doing
putting
the
it in his
micro
mouth,
penis
so-
symbol.
Morgan, what were you going to say about Dutch tilts?
Yeah, I
Did
was
you
just
have
going to
something
ask
on
you.
that or no?
I didn't have anything quite as good as what you did for the listeners. But is a Dutch tilt the thing that they use tons in? You know, when Guns N' Roses, when they had Use Your Illusion, they did all those epic videos for like November Rain and Estranged and shit, and it was all like diagonal things going up at their faces. Is that the sort of thing? Is that what it is? Like,
Yeah, kind of. The Dutch tilt doesn't have to be a movement though. It can just be like on a tripod, but it's just like instead of a close up like this, your camera's kind of like that.
I'd just call that a tilt. Kiss, keep it simple, stupid. Are you familiar with that?
Let's not fight over
Spend
this.
a little
Hey,
bit more
let's
time
not
on
fight.
this. Is that okay?
I was hoping to segue over to Guns N' Roses for like another 20 minutes, but didn't take.
I mean, I gotta say, what do we have? 25 more
I feel
minutes?
like we've given the bad guy in this movie enough explanation or time. The issue
He's the Ed Harris
issue
character
is, right,
in that HBO show.
the
Westworld.
issue is that they want to build a railway linking the East and the West, and the only way that the government will give them money to do so is if they can prove that there's a big population in the West, right? And so the fact that these dudes are all trying to go east from West and get the fuck out of the West devalidates their claim that the West is prosperous and needs a railway. And for some reason, and I can never figure it out, I rewatched scenes before this podcast to try and figure out why. This one guy really wants that railroad to be built, and that's why he sends this hitman out to kill everyone in the wagon crew.
Well, in the middle of the movie, that guy is playing with a model railway set. And so I think you can boil his character down to this man loved trains.
He likes trains.
Yeah.
Oh, that was that guy.
That was that guy.
That was the same guy. Oh, fuck. I just thought that was an irrelevant scene of some, like, weird dude that, like, loved trains for no reason.
Yeah, I didn't put that together either, Hayden. I saw those scenes, but they didn't make any
quick.
sense.
Because in one scene, he's, like, wearing a suit, and then in the other scene, he's dressed like a child in a train driver costume.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay.
I know several elderly gentlemen who love trains, and I can spot them. And this guy is one of those guys, and he wants to make...
Is one of those gentlemen you know your dad?
Yeah, and also my girlfriend's dad, and several other dads that I know that just love trains. Something to do with boarding school.
He does have a good line where he's there's a scene where he's having dialogue back and forth with, like, I don't know, his assistant, let's say, because it never is established who these people are or what they're doing. And he's opened up a safe and he's loading all his pockets with money. And they have this entire conversation that lasts about a minute. And then the conversation is ended after loading all his pockets up with money that he says he's going down to Washington to do some lobbying. That was kind of funny.
Yeah.
And then he said, "How do I look?" And the guy responds, "Fat, sir." "Oh, no, rich is what I mean." Fat with money. And that, again, I
You know, lots of gags. There's a lot of attempts. There is an insane amount of attempts.
A lot of slapstick.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people getting hit in the nuts.
A lot of
falling
great
into
nuts.
water.
Can we talk about my favorite scene, which was this campfire scene where all the wagons had, like, pulled up camp for the night, and they started telling stories because they're all getting to know each other, all the different guys.
Isn't it because that guy recognized John Candy from somewhere?
Yeah.
And then he realizes, he's like, oh, John Candy's done something bad, but he can't remember what it is that is bad. And so Richard Lewis's character goes, "Hey guys, let's all tell our most embarrassing stories to each other."
I didn't put that together.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's trying to get it out of John Candy. Because
Subtle.
they keep asking him,
Oh.
they're like, "Harlow, have you ever done anything bad?" And he's like, no, you go.
He's kind of standing in the back in these wide shots, and I couldn't tell if they had to shoot this whole scene without him or not, because it
think
keeps
so.
cutting to these close-ups where it's just him. And I'm like, is that just footage they had from a different night that they've tried to squeeze together here? But it is quite funny.
If only they'd used a Russian tilt.
Yeah.
I will kill you, Hayden. No,
John Candy needs a wide shot, and you got to squeeze him in. And can we cut that out? out?
There's no time.
So we get a bunch of these, like, just ne'er-do-well Western crazy people, one by one, like, telling their worst story. And Morgan, I think one of them tells a story about, like, killing their best friend or something.
When they were 10 years old,
That guy gets up multiple times. The first time that we see him, he gets up and he basically talks about raping a woman.
That was fucked up.
And I was like,
Oh,
what? This is funny. And then, and then they're trying to get John Candy up, and that guy's like, "Oh, I'll go again," and then tells the story about killing his best friend. And then later, he, like, kills his brother, or so he, like, shoots his own brother.
Another friend of his.
And everyone's like, "Oh, well, we're not surprised."
Yeah, the story he tells is like, I think he's like, there's an old woman that used to live near me, and she was asleep, and she'd, like, taken her teeth out. And so I walked up next to her, pulled my pants down, and he's like, it's about to describe.
And he said, "It's a free country, isn't it?" I think is the term.
Yeah.
That was his justification. He's like, well, it's a free country, so I unzip my pants. And like, man, can anyone listening to the podcast, I recommend don't ever put your penis in a sleeping woman or man's mouth. without them
It's a
knowing.
solid
about it. It's just not
recommendation.
cool.
I feel like, do you have to tell our audience?
Yeah, we've got some freaks.
What do you think of our audience that you think you need to give them instructions not to rape people?
This podcast gets piped in at the local prison.
But this episode where we're explaining the mechanics behind some of these jokes, you can see how they would work. This one just didn't, though. You know, like he's presenting this thing like, everybody reveal your secrets, and this one guy just keeps getting up and revealing disgusting secrets. Like, it's a good bit in theory, but just somehow, why does nothing land?
The pacing across I agree. If you,
Oh man,
some of the jokes are funny, but the pacing fucks everything up, in my opinion. What really hurt me was they're in this slow fucking like crossing from one side of America to the other side, and they keep trying on these modern day jokes in a because it's a period piece, trying on these modern jokes in an oldie day time. So you've got like the kids are messing up in the back of the wagon, and Richard Lewis says, I'll have your mother turn this wagon around right now. And you also have him saying, keep both your hands on the reins, and you have the kids asking, are we there yet?
Yeah.
And the postman, like the guy delivers a message to this hitman, and he asks for a signature to prove that he'd and it's just not good. Like, all of it is like,
Oh, I liked those bits.
oh, sorry.
Instead of the signature, he spits on the
That's
on the
funny.
paper and puts
That's
his cigarette out. And the guy's like, interesting signature you got there.
yeah. And then he's like, "Can you point me in the right direction?" And
he just shoots
him. He says like it's dead straight that
dead
way
ahead.
or something, which is another off-screen death.
I will tell
Very
you
brutal.
one very good joke is as the moving to the Wagons East movement gains momentum, and more people seem to allegedly be joining them in moving from the west to the east. You get this short montage of them moving across the country with newspapers spinning towards the screen saying Wagons East movement gains traction, Wagons, et cetera, and I think it's the rule of three, Mitch. I think the third one.
Yeah, the third one was funny.
What does it say? Grant denies inhaling, which was very funny.
Yeah, a Bill Clinton joke.
I liked that.
Yeah,
That's the only time I
I turned
laughed.
to my girlfriend and I go, oh, because it's Bill Clinton times, and she just went, no, it was George H.W. Bush, and I'm like, what? Oh no, I said it's. I'll get it. It's like Grant because he was the president at the time, and she was like, no, it was George Bush or something. And I'm like, what are you talking about? It's a Clinton reference, and it's set in the 1800s. Oh,
It's a good joke.
See, that's a little too highbrow for me. My favorite joke was when the little boy had to piss in the bottle.
See, now you're speaking of my
was going
language.
to pour it out the side of it. You guys know what I'm talking about? And then the guy gets the bottle and he drinks the kid's pee. And then he's like, oh, not bad. And then he drinks more.
Couldn't believe it when he went back for the
that
second drink. That fucked me up.
You know what I thought was weird though, because how there's that bit before that scene where the daughter needs to pee, and so they have to stop the whole wagon train, and they get out, and then he just is looking at her as she's about to pee, and she's like, "Dad, turn around." And I was like, "Richard Lewis, you fucking creep! Don't watch your little kid pee." But then also the camera did this weird thing where it stayed on her, it was a wide shot, and it was a slow pan, and I was like, "This movie is so it's so bizarre."
Yeah, I think what the term you're looking for there is Argentinian tilt.
So John Candy screws up again, and he takes all of the people in the wagons to an Indian war camp area, and they wake up surrounded by hundreds of teepees and all these Indians, and so they get into a conversation with the chief, and one of the guys wants to kill them. This is also where they've tied the guy up to be drawn and quartered, and he's connected to 4 horses.
I always thought drawn and quartered was being summoned and then put into a cell. That's what I thought drawn and quartered was.
Oh, so you learned
That's
something.
when you draw a picture of someone and then cut out the bottom square.
Give them just a corner of it. Yeah. So it ends up that the chief doesn't want to kill them all because they say they're heading east, and he's like, "Oh, I actually love that. Cool, yeah, go for it. Get out of here. I love people leaving and going to the east." But then someone accidentally shoots a gun, and so the horses still run away in fear and tear this guy apart.
I think that moment is a perfect distillation of what this film is. It looks like it's going to get bad, but then it's not bad at all, and nothing bad ever happens. Like they just get to these points where you're like, oh no, like something really horrible is going to happen. Just kidding, it's fine, and it's not even like no one dies, no one gets hurt, there's no stakes. It's just the same
There are
thing.
no stakes though.
There is zero stakes. Who cares if they don't go eat? Like there's nothing.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, like
There's no narrative drive to it at all. You're they could be there in 5 minutes if you want the movie to be that, or they can get into all this trouble halfway, but it's like not even interesting.
Also,
we don't care if any of the characters make it.
Also, every time they stop, like there's a town nearby. Like when they cross that river, there's a bridge and a town. When they do a camp, there's like a bridge and a town. And you're like, if there's so many fucking towns along the west, like why do they need who cares if they run out of water? Like it's not a desert, it's like several towns are there.
So then we get they leave the Indians, and then Slade, the bad guy who's been chasing them, he finally comes up to them. They don't even know that he's been chasing them, but he it just cuts to him having tied up like 50 different people, and the female character is tied up to John Candy. You don't see his face. Slade is kind of walking around eyeing everybody off. And does he have a gun or something? He basically smashes John Candy's character in the head with something and knocks him out. But it's only because John Candy clearly was not there for this scene. Like, there's no reason that he should be knocked out, but they're just like, hey, we'll put a body double, we'll lie him down, and we'll just continue the scene as scripted without him.
Yeah, and they also make the gay character the hero. So that's the other thing about this scene is that they're all fucking tied up, and you're like, oh great, everyone's tied up. Now there's going to be some like awesome escape where someone's like using their teeth to like gnaw away a rope, and there's going to be like a high intense thing. And then all that happens is the gay character played by
John C.
the guy from
McGinley.
John C. McGinley.
Yeah, he just comes out and he's like,
E.B. McKinley.
Mr.
yeah,
Cox.
and he has these like sick gloves on, and he's like really gay, and he's like flirting with the captor guy. Like it's just so weird. And then he just shoots him, and everything is fine. Like,
He shoots a heart around his heart.
Yeah, and then he says Happy Valentine's Day because he's always preoccupied with love as a gay man.
Did he really?
He's trying to fuck every character.
Always classic gay
it's
behavior.
So
that makes
homophobic,
sense
like.
now.
I feel like somebody picked that up in the script, and that's why they had to make him the hero of that scene.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Someone was like, "Look, you can make him gay as long as you make him able to shoot good as well."
Yeah.
because that's less gay.
I did like when they leave the Prosperity, when they first take off, there's like a smash cut to the cappuccino machine in the back of his wagon. It's like gay people
in
have
wagon.
cappuccino machines.
Yeah, because earlier
Yeah.
on he'd said, I bet that cappuccino machine would be very easy to move or something.
Right.
Like, easy to travel with.
Another good one was the reason that they weren't picked up when they migrated through the Indian camp is because he happened to have moccasins.
Yeah.
There was a lot of gay jokes, and I think like half of them kind of, I'm not going to say that none tickled me. I did like the moccasin joke.
My wife was sitting next to me as I was watching and only laughing at those parts, going like, when you record the podcast, be careful, all right? Just don't say anything upsetting. But I found it funny. I don't know what to tell you.
He somehow John C. McGinley's like the fastest gun in the West. Like he's dressed up like a gunslinger. He takes on the bad guy. I never understand these duels. I thought the idea was you go face to face, and then you take 10 paces, and then you turn around and shoot. They kind of start like they're going to do a duel, and then John C. McGinley just pulls out his gun and shoots like 20 bullets really quickly in the love heart shape, as we mentioned, and kills the bad guy. And then like the movie kind of should be over at this point, but it just keeps going because there's a worse bad guy. We have heard that
The guy who loves trains.
yeah, the rich bad guys have a backup plan, which I think is
cavalry.
just sending more bad guys. And they send some cops on horses, or the cavalry as they call them. And the cops come up and basically say, like, your assembly here has been deemed a federal insurrection, and you have 24 hours to decide to stop, or we'll massacre you, basically.
Oh, yeah,
They say, like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and he points at an Indian guy, and he's like, you
That
don't know what
was
I'm talking
really.
about.
Fuck, that's such a red hot joke. But I do like, there is a joke that the like Native American guy says at the end, where he's like, see you later, like have a great life, to all the white guys going east, and then he goes, but if I see you on my fucking land again, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I just like screamed. I thought that was so funny.
That was pretty good.
I was like, yeah, man. and then he winks, and you're like, you don't know whether he's like serious.
Yeah. And there's a small side plot where a character shows up all shot. I think he's been shot by the guy who might have put his dick in the sleeping person's mouth. And Phil, Richard Lewis, has to step up to the plate and perform some surgery to like prove his worth to his wife and kids. And he does it, and he comes out and he's like, honey, I did it. There was blood, but I was confident and I was calm. And the guy's dead, but I did it.
Oh yeah, that's like no character development whatsoever. Because his embarrassing story was like, I can never be a surgeon again because I picked up my scalpel and did a surgery and it killed him. And then he like just does the same thing again, but he feels fine. Like there's
Like, and so we set up for a big showdown, right? We've got the cavalry coming back, and when they found out that John Candy was responsible for the Donner Party and all those people froze. He didn't deny it. He didn't kind of say anything. Like they accuse him of doing it, and then he just walks off and like leaves the party. But yeah, like 10 minutes later, he shows back up just in the nick of time to fight the cavalry, and he goes head to head with like the head cop, and they literally do like a Peter Griffin chicken fight for 5 to 10 minutes.
I think that was pretty funny.
But I think the premise is funny. I don't think that when you watch it, it's funny.
Because you know that it's not John Candy, right?
Oh yeah, because the editing is totally fucked in that
Right.
scenario. They have like the John Candy scene, and then they pan up to the sky, and the sky doesn't change at all. But there's like a weird edit where it shakes, the camera shakes, and then it pans back down, and then it's just like the back of John Candy's head just punching that guy for ages.
Yeah.
And then everyone goes back to their normal life while they have a fight, and they're all like, "Oh, I'm not." When they start playing tennis, they're like,
the fight goes on so long that it's boring that they just start playing badminton. A woman gives birth, and all these like kind of funny gags are happening while the town's going back to normal, and these guys are still like just exhaustedly punching each other in the background.
What would John Handy sound like?
You're gonna have to make it.
Knock it out of the park. Come on.
What about? What about? Do you say John Ham?
Oh yeah.
Like
I'll
from
have
Mad
that.
Men.
That sounds good too.
What would he sound like? And what would it be like?
That's just John Ham. There's no
He's
John
getting
Candy.
there. All right? Give him a second.
What if we travel to the east from the west? It's America, made for you today.
Okay,
But what was the original? What was the original thing you were trying to do?
It was John Handy. What about John Shandy?
See, I don't know.
You like
These
like
aren't. You can't
Shandies?
do an impression.
Are these voices?
Yeah, that's a
Yeah, guys, we're on a time limit, guys. Fuck.
Oh yeah, it's at 6 minutes.
All right, we got
I
6
mean, it's
minutes.
at 30 seconds. Bye. No kidding.
Oh shit.
It's at 6 minutes.
All right, well, I can tell you my notes end here. I wrote they play badminton, give birth, and other things while they fight in the background, and then I just wrote, how does this thing end? Can anyone tell me?
Oh, yes, I can. The railway man who really wants his railroad is like giving a presentation to a bunch of people, God knows why, and he's like, this railroad's going to be great. But then all of a sudden, over to the west, you see all of these wagons coming east, and everyone watching the presentation is like, what's the deal with those wagons? Why are they coming from the west? That's about as much as I can remember happening, honestly.
Yeah.
It causes a controversy.
Yeah. That's pretty much it.
I think it's weird because like that comes after the climax of what is supposed to be the climax. Like it's anticlimactic as fuck because there's that like cavalry, the police. So whatever the police are like, you have 24 hours to decide whether you're going to come back west or not because now it's illegal to go east. And they're, for some reason, for like literally no reason. And then they come and they're like, you have 24 hours to decide. And then at some point there's like a reveal that the head of the cavalry was on the Donner expedition with the wagon master and that he actually framed the wagon master.
Thank you
and
for
stole his
explaining that to
supplies
me.
so that he could go hunting. And so the wagon master, John Candy, is like, hates this guy. And then when they get, basically it looks like circle your wagons. There's that gag where he's like, they're like, men, circle your wagons. And then the Indian is like, why don't you square your wagons? That way the cavalry has to make a bigger circle around it, which like totally doesn't make any sense
It doesn't.
Yeah.
whatsoever. Like they still can circle around you like, you fucking idiot.
But
Anyway,
I do like the Indian saying, "Square your wagons, whiteys."
yeah. Oh, by the way, there are only white people in this film apart from like the two main American Indian characters, which
Right.
I'm guessing are just
Yeah.
like brown dudes, with no.
Yeah. All right, we got like a couple of minutes. So Nina, give us your rating. Give us your overall thoughts on this film. What did you think?
Yeah. How many out of? I'll give it 0 tomatoes out of
Whoa.
1
I
tomato.
don't think we've ever
Flat
had
zero.
a zero.
What's the rating system?
What?
I give
How
it,
Just
dare
out of
you?
10.
I give it 1.5 John Candies out of 11 John Candies.
That's sick.
All right, we can use that.
I can work with that.
I can do the math. Did you I want to apologize first for like making you watch this, but then I want to thank you for coming on the podcast.
Thank you so much.
Is there anything you've got coming up in the pipeline that you'd like to tell the good folks about?
Oh yes, I'm on a TV show called Kinney Tonight. It's coming out next Monday, I think, or whatever, the 25th of May. I don't know when that is in relation to when this podcast drops. And I also have a short film called Diving In, which is going to air on the Sydney Film Festival website as part of their selection of films to show people. I don't know when that is, but I don't know.
Awesome.
Nice.
Cool. And where can the people follow you? You're on Twitter.
Yeah, I'm
You're
at
on-
Nina Oyama on Twitter, and then on Instagram and TikTok. That's right, I'm on TikTok.
Oh.
I'm Nina.Oyama. And my most popular TikTok right now, the one that like all my TikToks, everyone's like really mean to me. Like they're all like, do your makeup properly, or like you're too old to be on here, which I guess they're right. But they're
I was going to say both those things to you, but I thought it was bad.
We should have
guesswork.
opened the
I'm
podcast with
younger
it,
than
honestly.
all of you little bitches. Anyways,
Somebody's done their
I'm
research.
26-year-old cunts.
Oh.
Sorry. Can I not use that? Anyway, but
No,
the
no,
best video,
please.
I've got this video on TikTok. It's got like 150,000 views, and it's a story about me telling people about the time that I was like groomed by birthday party clowns when I was 12.
Oh.
For some reason, that's like got the highest play, and it's
I'm
not-
curious.
It's like really fucked. Anyways, please like and subscribe. No, I don't know.
It's the strangest thing. I got promoted that Kinney Tonight show on Facebook on my phone today.
I thought you were going to say you got promoted to birthday clown at work.
Oh, that too.
I feel like we have 30 seconds of Nina's SD card left, so maybe we should all thank
Hey
her.
Morgan, what would an STD card sound like?
What would an SD card sound like filling to the top?
Are these like rhetorical questions?
I'd like to know, please.
The punchline is in the setup. Like, what are you meant to do with?
I want your impression of an STD card. God damn it! It's very good. It's not bad.
No, but for serious, follow Nina. She does cool Instagram things about coronavirus
I
and
haven't updated
updates
it in ages. I think don't follow that. That's too much changing information. I'm just kind of like gonna lay low until there's solid
all right,
stuff now.
don't follow her on Instagram. Then she's got enough followers. She's had enough.
I'll give a plug to Utopia, which is just one of the greatest shows out. It's
so good.
yeah, really, really good. I probably am behind. Is there a new season anywhere in the future?
The
Or?
fourth season just came out, and I don't know if there's going to be a fifth season. I think Working
Okay.
Dog only do up to 3 or 4 seasons, so
Right.
I wouldn't bet on it. But also, if they decide to do it, I would love to be a part of it.
Can you convince them to bring Frontline back? Just like a Frontline.
Oh my god! I think you don't need to, man. You don't need
No,
to
I
make it
know.
a good thing.
You're right. You're right.
It's such a perfect show.
All right, how much time you got on the clock?
Oh, okay, that's it.
Thank you so much, Nina.
All right, Nina has left us. Unfortunately, that means her fake story about the SD card filling up. We bought it.
I can do a great Nina impression though.
Hi guys, it's me, Nina. This is, I
That's
think
insulting.
this is the greatest podcast ever.
What do you think?
But now it's our turn to give the ratings. And Hayden, Quinn, I would like to start with you because I think you've got something to say.
What's up, my Hadapinos? It's your boy Hayden, and I'd like to take a minute just sitting right there and tell you how about became the prince of giving ratings. You know what? This movie, it was a little bit spicy, it was a little bit funny, a little bit of drama, little bit of drama, little bit of drama, little bit of drama.
This is the first time we've all been alone together in a while.
I know, it feels good. It feels good. I just got one word for my hey Dorito. It's hang on, no wait. Hey Doritos, hey Doritos, like a Dorito, but for Hayden. I give it a 2. This movie blows. It fucking sucked. It was. I had to watch it across 2 nights. It was really boring. Again, like I think what's good about this podcast is you can really pick apart, especially in comedy movies, you can pick apart good beats and good jokes and stuff. But it's you wouldn't get anything out of them unless you were able to sit down with some pals and like flesh them out.
Yeah.
But like if you're just watching the film, they don't hit. They're not funny. The timing's off, and yeah, this movie I found it a super drag. Yeah, it was just a drag to get through.
And I should mention that if you listen to the podcast and you think like, oh, they named like 10 funny things, that doesn't sound so bad. We're taking the context out and we're naming the highlights of literally 10 or 5 minute movie or whatever it was.
Yeah. But also, like I expertly pointed out before, we're explaining the mechanics of the joke, which work, like the fundamental aspects, but they just don't pull them off at all. We're
trying to pull them off for them.
We're giving them more credit than they deserve.
We are killing it.
That's right.
Yeah. And with that, I'd like to know what Mitch Gosling thought of Wagons East.
I had a wagon of a time. Really got the ball rolling on that one. There was aspects that, I don't know, kind of tickled me. Like the guy, I don't know if we mentioned that the guy who, I think is the same guy who killed his best friend when he was a kid, was also in a relationship with his cow.
Yeah. That was kind of funny.
He was fucking a cow at the start. He was fucking a cow in the middle.
It had the same feeling of like Chris Farley's bus driver character at the end of Billy Madison and the Penguin.
Yeah, you're coming back for it. And then, they do the bait and switch where they find out that John Candy is this cannibal, and then he goes and gets them a bunch of meat and everyone's eating it. Then it turns out to be the cow, and he's real sad. Yeah, anyway, I'm giving this movie a 2. Horribly. You know what? I'm going to give it a 3, and I'm going to do
Mitch,
that.
what are you
Can't
doing?
make his mind up.
What are you doing?
Well,
He's destroying the integrity of our podcast.
That's a big jump. There's decimal points in between.
No.
Those. It's huge.
Flip-flopping
They're just sitting there.
undermines our entire philosophy.
But there is reason, because, okay, it's not enough to merit like a full jump of like to a 4, but John McGinley was likable and funny enough as an actor, but it's just the jokes were bad.
He was a bit of a redeeming factor in the film. He was pretty good in it.
Are you guys noticing that, like, I've seen Scrubs a few times. I'm a big fan. But his mannerisms in this, in Wild Hogs, and in Highlander 2, like, he uses a lot of the same, like, 100%. Jaw clenches, line deliveries. I thought it was really Scrub specific, but that's just him.
Yeah, no, that's just the guy.
He's like a character actor that does the exact same character every time.
Yeah. He's either flamboyant or he's a real hard ass, but everything he says is still in the same kind of way.
Yeah.
He can't seem to tone it down on any level. He's just 100% in, like, from his eyeballs to his damn hair. He's just a crazy guy.
Mitch gave this a 3. That's the same score he gave Folks, and it's higher than Police Academy 4 and Look Who's Talking Now and Return to the Blue Lagoon.
That's all wrong.
I stand by that.
Maybe Blue Lagoon.
No. I stand by all of that. 100%.
Okay, well, can you stand by this train that is oncoming right in front of me and get hit by it, because everything you've said disgusts me.
Absolutely, 100%.
Morgan, please save my life. What do you give this tomato?
Toot toot, the Quinn Express is on its way through, and I gotta say, candy is dandy, but liquor is quicker. Give me Willy Wonka. Give me The Mask. Give me anything but this old piece of trash. 1994.
Morgan is scathing.
Turn around and turn your... I've lost my rhythm. Sorry. I don't know, like... Candy really charmed me in this movie. And Cool Runnings, for me, I couldn't give a flying fig about, to be frank with you. and anything that came thereafter or before for John Candy, like, I don't give a darn. Take your candy, take your sweets, put it in the trash. As I said, liquor is quicker.
He did say that. I heard him say it.
Yeah, that's on the record.
but in this instance, the candy was quicker because I quite enjoyed his performance in this. Yeah, no, I thought it was pretty funny all the way through, but it just, like, obviously he died in the middle, and that threw a huge spanner in the works. The plot didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
There are some movies on this list that just were really dreadful to get through from start to finish. So I'm feeling like this is a 3.5.
Wow. 3.5, huh? That puts it above A Low Down Dirty Shame for you. It puts it above Jaws the Revenge. It puts it above Ballistic X versus Sever.
Wow.
Like a 3.5 is in like kind of your top half of ranges of films so far.
Not a chance in flaming hell. I've got Highlander 2 up on a, like, what, 5.5?
I see
You put that up on the pedestal.
5 movies of the
Okay.
12 or something that we've done that have a higher score than that. So you've rated this right in the middle.
Okay. Yeah, I feel good about that.
And I'll return your serve with an ace. I give this 1.5 tomatoes out of a truly rotten tomato.
I'm sorry.
This is the lowest
but
film.
you can't return a serve with an ace.
You'd think that until I just did it.
Wow.
Okay.
I'm changing the rules.
I'm just going to step in and say that's a foul move. You fucking picked the ball up after Morgan hit it to you, and then you served it back to him. It's not a legal move. You're like, that's
I'm not saying
advantage
the
Morgan.
points counting. I'm just saying that
That's
I
what
got
you
an
did.
ace.
I understand.
Yeah, like everyone
It's
saw it
unorthodox,
go-
and you did it.
Yeah, it
That's
was
fine.
It's
I'll probably
flagrant.
get fined or something. Like
You'd
it's
be
against
taken to the
rules.
tribunal.
Yeah, but this is a 1.5 out of 10. I hated this movie. It was the worst one I think we've watched for the podcast. It really does a disservice to John Candy. At this point in my life, I would watch any other film or tomato for the podcast than have to rewatch this.
Do you think this is the worst movie?
List off the movies, because I reckon you're right. I think this is the worst movie.
Okay,
and
all right.
Maybe we can just say yes, no. Like is the movie that you list better than this one? What do we got?
Well, I think me and Hayden agree on this. We rated this film lower than any of the other ones we've rated.
Right. Good.
So yeah, I'm sure if you heard them all again, you might change.
That's
but this is the
true.
problem. You can't do it retrospectively. You got to rate it while the wound is fresh, while
True.
the pain is still there. Otherwise, it's been 3 months and you're like, you know what? That Jaws the Revenge wasn't actually that bad. And you're
I
like,
still
no.
think I was like thinking back to Police Academy the other day, going like,
yeah.
I'll watch that again.
Don't fall for it. That's how they get you. It's like a hypnotizing effect. Listen to our podcast episodes of it rather than watch it. But
True.
I give it a 1.5. I want to thank Hayden for coming on the show this week. Morgan and Mitch, like it's expected you guys would be here. So whatever.
Sorry. What? What's the deal with that? Well, that seems kind of strange that you'd single me out
Declan's
there.
the host now.
You're my favorite of the. I'm a hadeologist. I'm
Okay,
a
so
diehard
it's
fan.
it's not like some weird thing where you're thanking me like I'm kind of like a guest on the. Whereas like Morgan, so what was strange about that, Declan, is you kind of like singled me out as like a thank you, and then you're like, obviously Mitch and Morgan are here, but it's just weird that I'm like you singled me out as a special.
Hayden, you need to learn how to take a compliment, and that's the only negative thing I could say about you and your entire life. Because besides that, you're a top fella.
That's really nice.
Unlike
That's really,
Mitch
but
and
I will be on the podcast next week, right, Declan?
I sure hope so. Otherwise,
Okay.
I don't think I'd be tuning in.
Oh, very nice. There we go. So there goes my ego has been inflated again. I like the feeling of that. It's very nice.
Declan, I'm sorry to interrupt your podcast, but I didn't get a chance to thank all of my tomatophiles out there today listening.
Oh, look, goes without saying, I've got to thank my meteorites for smashing down from space, passing through the heavens and destroying the ozone layer as they fucking pummel down into me here on this lonely planet we call the third rock from the sun.
I'm no longer a hadeologist. I'm certainly not a tomato pedophile or whatever you call it.
Tomatophile.
Tomato right.
It's a play on cinephile.
I just wanna give a quick shout out to my salsa. Let them know I've got balsa wood. I got a big old woody. Got
Balsa
a
wood.
big old direction for my salsa. Hey, it snaps easily.
Right.
Yeah,
I like stop the
get
show.
on
Can I
it.
Stop the show.
No, we should talk. What's coming up next though?
Yeah, give us a little tease.
What is it?
Oh,
Hold on,
I know
hold
what
on.
it
Say
is.
Just say it. Hey, Mitch, do you know what the next movie on the list we're going to be watching is?
I sure do, Declan. It's called Shadow Conspiracy. It's I believe that's how it's pronounced. Conspiracy. It's like a spicy political thing. It stars Charlie Sheen and Donald Sutherland and Linda Hamilton, who played Sarah Connor.
This is chronological, right? So this was after 94, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
This is 97.
Whoa,
Oh, yeah.
97's my favorite year.
We're about to get into.
boom, 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 boom.
That's the year.
I think that's the 2000,
That's the year Millennium came out.
isn't it?
Nah, 97.
That's right. Millennium came out in 1997.
All right, Hayden,
Yeah.
put us in 1997. We're watching Shadow Conspiracy. We're following Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls.
You're listening to the Prodigy's Breathe in the background. Dong, dong, ga, dong, gong, dong, gong, 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 gong. Wannabe tops the charts. Who are these Spice Girls? What's going on? Backstreet Boys in the lab working on their next record, which will be called Millennium. Fantastic dance hits such as the X-Files theme remix moving its way up the charts.
The world is watching the X-Files Friday nights on Fox.
The Heaven's Gate cult mass suicide.
They're just getting into pre-production for The Matrix.
True. 1997 was a great year for pop culture. That still sits in my mind as a good time.
And Charlie Sheen was on top of the world until Shadow Conspiracy drops.
Yeah, that's a shame.
All right. I'll see you guys on the other side of the pod.
Peace.
Dream on, my dreamerinos.
I just gotta say one more thing to my tomato guys. Don't stop putting. You seen American Pie? What about American Tomato? Put your dick in the tomato. Goodbye.
Spread that salsa.